Max, I know this kind of report came out that you were with Josh kind of leading up to his deadline. What's it kind of been like just as a teammate trying to, support him in his efforts, but also obviously wanting him to be here with you guys on the practice field?
Yeah, for me, Josh is a grown man. He's got to make the best decision for him and his family. No matter what, Josh is like a brother to me. We came in together. We've had a bunch of different coaches together. Uh, Josh is a grown man. He knows what's best for him. So I'm gonna support him in any way I can. I was at his house. I didn't. Nobody asked me to go talk to him. I was at his house, hanging out with him, trying to get him. Selfishly, to be here. But he's got to do what makes sense for him and his family, and it goes both ways. So I'm just gonna be here to support him, and obviously I want him here. But yeah, they got to figure everything out. But that's above my pay grade.
I know it's not a new thing, but there's been a lot of talk recently about the value of running backs. What's sort of your view about, just not specifically about Josh, but just league-wide, the value of running backs today?
Yeah, it's crazy. They happen to be the only, market that's gone down. That's just, the reality. It's crazy because those guys take the most damage. They're getting the ball, 300, 400 times a year, especially a guy like Josh or Saquon, those dudes. So, yeah, man, I want everyone to get paid. At the end of the day, those dudes are ballers. There's a ton of great players. So, but that's not up to me. The market is the market. I feel like running backs should get paid just, some of the best players in the league as well. So, yeah, but, it's a different league. There's markets for every position, and people value certain things a certain way. So, that, like I said, that's not my determination. But, yeah, obviously I think Josh is, specifically I think Josh is one of the best players in the league. So, that's just, my opinion.
What throughout the whole offseason has shown you this will be a better defense and also a better defense in terms of creating turnovers?
I can't make any predictions. I know that the guys are showing up. I know the guys are working. I know we're detailed and doing things together. That's all we can control right now, taking it one day at a time, being where our feet are. I just try to lead by example in every single way. That's been my main focus, is being a better leader. Not only just by example, but vocally at times when I feel like it's needed. So yeah, I want to be the best version of myself every single day, and I'm trying to raise, the standard is the standard. I want to bring everybody up with me. So that's my goal every day. To just be a light for everybody, and just show them how it's done, and bring those guys with me. Not just do it myself. It's the whole D line. We're running after practice. Try to get everybody going, and that's not just defense, it's offense as well. I don't care who it is. If it's O-lineman I got to talk to, receivers, whatever. Like, I just want to be the most complete version of myself to, help this team win, and that's my goal every day.
Max, almost every training camp that we've seen, there's something a little bit different about your physique, your body. Has it become kind of a healthy obsession for you during the off season to refine the body and figure out different ways that can maximize what you do on the field on Sundays?
Yeah, for sure. Every single year, I try to find a 1%. That 1% I can improve in every single category. So, yeah, like this off season, I started 2 weeks early. I started January 30th. I've already put in 6 months of training, PR'd in all the things I wanted to PR in. So, like, yeah, there's always room for improvement. There's always more to do. So for me, I just about how can I eat better, how can I sleep better, how can I recover better, how can I train better, and that's what we've done all offseason. I got to give a ton of credit to Rick Slate, working with me every single day, AJ, the whole staff, Ricky, nutritionist, literally everybody in the building, has helped me, do it. So yeah, I'm just trying to be, like I said, I talk about it all the time. I want to be the best. So that's what I literally push myself all year round to get to that goal, and I'm not stopping until I get there.
When you get out there and you're flying around, do you feel like the work that you put in how you're able to move around out there?
100%. I take pride in it. I know how I feel. Once you feel good, and then you find another level to tap into, then you keep finding another level. So for me, it's always pushing and being uncomfortable. This off season, like I talked about it, like I went and sparred Sean Strickland, and I went to Miami and ran 10 miles with Hunter Campbell. Just crazy, but like just putting myself in situations that I don't want to be in and just doing it. And like I've just see, once you break like past that, like mentally you could always tell yourself like, all right, I'll be good after just this, but it's like, no, I give myself no option. There's nowhere to run when you're in a cage with another, professional assassin, and it is what it is. But once you do things like that and you live like that, then you get into games and it just becomes like you're the one hunting people. It's not like you're not fearing anything, you're not thinking about anything. You don't think, you just go. So that's how I always try to be all year round.
As somebody puts yourself like this when you're dealing with this heat, how do you balance that, or do you think that benefits you in all areas?
Yeah, it's not the heat out here is different. It's 115, 120 degrees. So you got to push yourself on a daily basis. You can't just train in the conditioning and air conditioning and then go out and feel like you're going to be fine in the heat. So yeah, we've done back and forth. I've trained inside, I've trained outside this off season. Just doing a bunch of different things to get ready for training camp. So yeah, like I said, the strength staff did an incredible job acclimating not only myself but the guys that have been here to get ready for it.
What does Marcus Peters bring to the mix?
He's an alpha. I love Marcus. I've known him since my rookie year. We got the same agent. So Marcus is my guy. He's cousins. Marshawn's his cousin. So yeah, Marcus is like family. So I love Marcus. He brings that attitude that we need in the secondary, and I can't wait to see him get out there and keep competing because he's a dog for sure.
Max, you have an unquestioned work ethic. Some of the younger guys who may not have that, what kind of things do you do to kind of bring those guys up and set the example, I should say, and bring in the Raider way and what you bring to the table as being the undisputed?
Yeah, I talk to George Tarlis, a rookie, literally every day about it. But it doesn't just happen overnight. When I was a rookie, a second year guy, I'd still in my head, I'd always seen the future and how I think I could be as a player and what I can do, but my actions and everything weren't fully aligned with that. So you could think about it, you could talk about it, you can do it sometimes, but if you're really trying to do it at the highest level, you got to do it every single day. It's got to be a way of life. Like I've said before, there's no balance when you're in it like this. At this level, you can't be 50-50, and that's just the reality. So yeah, that's what I try to tell the young guys. Some people don't want to sacrifice but if you don't want to sacrifice certain things, then you're not gonna get what you want. That's honestly, it's just the truth. And I've talked to Tim Grover. He says the same exact thing. He's one of the greatest trainers, trained with Michael Jordan, and he talks about it all the time. There's no balance. You got to be relentless. There's a difference. You can be good, you can be great, and you can be unstoppable. So for me, I want to be unstoppable in everything I do. So that's what I try to show the guys.
How unique was it, or different was it, to look up there and see a new quarterback back there on the other side of the ball?
It's a little different. Jimmy's cool as hell. I've been here all off season with him. He's been training, working his ass off to get back. So I'm fired up that he's out there with us. Literally before practice started, he's already talking. So I love it. So that's the kind of guy I want to compete against. So that's between us. But he's a competitive dude. I love him. He's a dog, and I'm not just saying that because he's my quarterback. There's certain guys that are dogs, and he's definitely one of them. So I love it. I'm definitely looking forward to competing and getting after his.
Speaking of going back and forth with quarterbacks, I don't know if you saw QB on Netflix, but
Yeah.
You and Patrick had some memorable exchanges. Were your friends hitting you up on that one and talking to you about it? And what were your memories of all that?
Yeah, for sure. I had so many people reaching out. But I love it. Honestly, it's cool that the fans kind of get to see the other side of it. Obviously KC fans are like, well, Crosby, he's this and that. And I really don't care. I love it. I'm going to keep going harder. So they're going to have to get used to it. But it is what it is. I honestly, that's who I am. Now they get to see it and, a little bit more up close. But I think it's incredible. It's cool. I was telling some of the people, I'm like, y'all should mic me up for a whole year. It'd be a straight, crazy-ass documentary, but...
If Netflix came to you?
They need to, because it'd be crazy, but no, in reality, it's awesome, getting to see Mahomes, the dude's a dog, there's a reason why he wins. That's the type of guys I want around me, and that's why we compete. I know I'm one of the best, he's one of the best, and that's what, that brings that competitive nature out of us, so... Yeah, people getting to see that. It's pretty cool.
Even though it's extremely early, what's been the chemistry like in the defensive line room and trying to get the young guys that are coming in up to the standard that you're trying to set?
Yeah, the standard's already been set. We already made that very clear, what our goals are, what we're doing on a daily basis, the non-negotiables. So, yeah, it started yesterday. Conditioning test went great. Everybody did well, and then today, you know, we're running after practice, not just half of us, it's all of us every single day, and that's not changing. So we got certain things that we set out that, you know, like I said, non-negotiables, and we got to do that every single day. It's up to me, it's up to the leaders to hold everybody to that standard. And I think, you know, Robbie Leonard, Matt Edwards, all those guys are doing a great job of, you know, leading that group as well. They're doing awesome, and they're doing an awesome job of, you know, building this room up. You know, we got a ton of guys. We have like 18 dudes in the D-line room, so it's been awesome. You know, a good mixture of everybody, and everybody's just embracing it. So it's a good start.
Speaking of goals, is there, without obviously throwing out any numbers, is there goals for sacks, pressures for the whole room, not just you, and then turnovers? Is there some kind of goal that's maybe thrown on the board where everyone could look at and say, hey, that's what we need to achieve this year?
Yeah, honestly, there's no number. We don't put a number on anything. Now, when it comes to that, we want to be the best version of ourselves, you know, because sometimes people put numbers on things and you're putting a ceiling on yourself. Like, I don't ever put a number on my sack total or pressures or whatever. I just try to improve literally one day at a time. So, yeah, 2 years ago, I didn't know I was going to get 100 pressures. I could have said, all right, I'm going to get 70, and then you end up with 100. And you're like, all right, well, now, you know, I'm setting my bar too low. Like, for me, I know where I want to be, and I know where I'm going. So I'm never going to put a ceiling on myself, and I don't want any of the guys in the room to do that either. So, yeah, if we're all on the same page and flying around, you know, you never know what you can do. You know, it's sky's the limit.
You got to tell us about the new artwork that you got.
Yeah, I got more tattoos a couple days ago too, so I've been getting blasted. So, yeah, I love it. I love tattoos. So, and it wasn't painful, so I got knocked out and went to work. So it's all good.
Today was your first practice with your daughter in the stands. How different has this offseason been as a father, and how special was it having her there?
It was incredible. You know, she's in that stage now. She's 9 months. She's starting to try to walk. She's taken a couple steps so far, but yeah, just seeing her and seeing her personality come to life is honestly the coolest thing ever. She's always smiling, and she's got all the personality in the world, and she's definitely got her parents' genes. She's aggressive. She's grabbing, throwing stuff all over the place. She's always other babies. She's like grabbing by their face and stuff. I'm trying to slow her down, but I'm gonna just let her be. And it's honestly incredible. She's so damn cute. It's like it's a blessing every day I get to see her. So it's awesome.
Tyree has talked a lot about trying to learn from you. What kind of things can he pick up and learn without being able to kind of practice with him?
Yeah, right now, obviously he can't go with us, so yeah, it's all mental. So that's just as important now. The classroom, being on the field, watching reps, learning every single day as much as he can. Because as a young guy, you want to just go, but right now he's got to lock in and not only physically getting ready to get back on the field, but he's got to be locked in mentally just as much. So we're looking forward to getting him back. Byron Young as well. We want everyone out there, but it's a process. There's always going to be injuries and things like that. So we just got we got who we got, and we're gonna just roll.
I saw you at a fight with Nate Hobbs. And,
Yeah.
I was kind of curious about that relationship. He seems like somebody that you guys would kind of vibe a little bit. And he's facing a pretty big year, and we've seen what he can do as a rookie. He had a really good year, had some injuries last year. But do you feel like he's on the cusp of taking a step forward?
I think Nate, like I said, Nate's obviously a great friend of mine. He's an awesome dude. He's relentless. He works hard. He's young, and he's got a lot room for improvement. He knows that. But I got, it's like I said, I don't put a limit on anybody. I think Nate could be a great player. There's no doubt in my mind. I've seen him at his best, and he's scary, scary good. So, yeah, for me, with him, all I care about is consistency. I want him to be the same guy every single day, show up and keep getting better. He's had some little obstacles, injuries, little things like that, but he's been working hard. So I wish nothing but the best for him. I want him to be his best. I know he wants to be the best, but on a daily basis, it's just about being consistent. And as a young guy, that's the hardest thing to do. So for me, I just try to, even bringing him to a fight, I take him to a fight, we're talking, talking ball, talking life, and just trying to get him, make him, realize how much potential and how great he can be. That's how I try to, instill in him. And he's always competing. We've freaking shadow boxed everywhere we go. It's just, he's one of those guys that he's constantly competing, and that's what makes him really special. So yeah, he's, like I said, it's limitless. His potential, he can be great.
Just maybe not the best softball player.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, I was just talking to the guys about it. I'm like, Nate Hobbs in like 2 innings, he ran through the fence, he hit a home run, did a backflip, and then took a pop fly off the top of his head. So all in the matter of like 10 minutes. So I'm like, this dude, you know, he's a little bit all over the place when it comes to softball. So he's got some work to do, but he's, you know, like I said, he's talented.
How does Jose Canseco play for the Raiders in a softball game? How did that come about?
You know, he's an Oakland guy, so he was with the A's. So I guess that's how they tied us to, you know, to our team. But yeah, that dude, I felt bad. I think he blew his shoulder out. His knee was falling apart. The poor dude was going through it. So yeah, he had to stop early. He was struggling.
Alright, thanks guys.